What do you do when it feels like every door is slamming in your face? When the world just keeps saying no? Let me tell you a story about someone we'll call Maya. She's not famous. She's just a normal person with a dream. But she was staring at a mountain of rejection letters that were seriously testing her spirit. This isn't a story about failure. It's about how her refusal to quit completely transformed her life. And by the time we're done, you'll see the simple mindset she used to turn every no into her biggest source of motivation. In a small apartment, with the sun streaming in, Maya sat surrounded by a quiet, painful stack of letters. Every single one was a polite no, thank you. See, Maya just wanted to be a writer, a dream she'd had since she was a kid, filling up notebooks with stories and worlds of her own. But life has a funny way of building walls, doesn't it? She worked jobs that just paid the bills, she took care of her family, and slowly, those notebooks started gathering dust. When she finally worked up the courage to chase that dream again, sending out her work, trying to launch a small business idea, it felt like the universe had one answer for her: not now. Not you. For months, it was either total silence or another one of those letters. That wall of rejection just got higher and higher with every passing day. Let's be honest, there were days when the weight of it all was just crushing. Days her confidence was barely a whisper, and the urge to just quit was a deafening roar. It would have been so easy to give up, to pack that dream away and decide it wasn't in the cards. But Maya didn't. She made a choice. She started small. Really small. Every single morning, before the rest of the world was awake, she promised herself just 30 minutes of writing. When her first story was rejected, she didn't throw it out. She rewrote it and sent it to someone else. She found a local writing group, turning the sting of their feedback into fuel for getting better. She started treating every no not as a final judgment, but as a piece of data. There's a word for this: grit. Psychologists define it as that powerful mix of passion and perseverance you hold onto for a long-term goal. It's a mental muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Maya was in the gym every day. She was learning that persistence isn't about some huge, heroic act. It's about the quiet discipline of just showing up, especially on the days you really don't want to. It's about celebrating the tiny victory of one more page written, one more email sent, one more day you didn't give up. Slowly, almost so you wouldn't notice, things started to shift. Her writing got sharper. Her tiny business idea found a small but loyal group of customers. The goal wasn't about getting a yes anymore. It was about loving the work itself. That quiet persistence had changed her. And then, on a totally normal Tuesday, an email landed in her inbox. This one was different. Her heart pounded as she read the words she had almost stopped hoping for. A publisher wanted to offer her a book deal. In that one moment, that mountain of rejection letters on her desk no longer looked like a monument to failure. It looked like a map of her journey. Maya's story isn't really about the one yes. It's about the hundreds of times she heard no and found the strength to keep going anyway. Her story is proof that where you are right now is never your final destination. And this story? It's not a one-off. This pattern is everywhere once you start looking for it. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter found a home. Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper because his editors said he lacked imagination. And Thomas Edison, talking about his work on the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." These people didn't have a secret key to success. What they had was a stubborn belief in their vision and an unbelievable resilience that was built in the face of constant setbacks. They understood that rejection is often just a detour, not a dead end. Failure wasn't the opposite of their success, it was a non-negotiable part of it. If Maya's story and the power of just sticking with it hits home for you, give this video a thumbs up and maybe share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And down in the comments, tell us about a time you chose to keep going. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read to not give up. Persistence is not about being perfect. It's not about never failing. It's simply about being consistent. It's about all the small, boring, daily actions that build the foundation for something that lasts. Maya's book got published, and that's amazing, but her real victory wasn't the book on the shelf. It was the person she had to become to write it, resilient, determined, and a quiet source of inspiration. Because in those moments of struggle, when you're facing down doubt and rejection, persistence is the quiet strength that truly changes everything.